What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Chris Moore, and in today's video, yes, I got a treat for you guys. Finally, we've been lacking the content from this bike on the channel for some time, but yeah, guys, that's it. It's finally arrived. You see it back there? Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me get you proper introduction on this bike. Take a look at what we got for today's video. 2022 Kawasaki H2. And we just installed this brand new Vandemon full titanium exhaust system. We're gonna be putting this thing on the dyno, making our ears bleed and getting some more horsepower out of this thing. It's gonna be a fun video. I think we're about to crank out the highest horsepower numbers for a stock production motorcycle with just an exhaust and ECU flash. Coming up right here in just a second. Before we get the H2 on the dyno, let's fire this thing up and do a quick sound test outside. Headphone users, you better turn it down a little bit. This thing screams. I've already warmed up the engine, so we're gonna go ahead and rev it a few times, see what this thing sounds like. It's so loud. I hope the camera's gonna do it justice. This thing is deafening. Numbers do you think this thing is going to make? Go ahead and comment in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Now remember, this thing has a Vandemon full titanium exhaust system, stock air filter, stock everything. We're going to be adding a Sprint filter later on, but right now we've got exhaust and flash. That's it. What do you think it's going to make? Comment and let me know. Make sure you comment initially and then comment an after. What do you think, a before and after? Because these things don't really do too good stock. Here we go, the bike is warmed up. We're about to do the baseline pull now. Let's see what this thing does with all the factory restrictions that it has in the ECU. Got the H2 dyno numbers in. The thing made 196 horsepower and 89 foot-pounds of torque. Not too bad, but also not too good for a supercharged bike. Now you can hear in the video, the thing revs up, sounds like it's normal, everything is going good, and you just hear it like literally hang. Ah! The bike will not rev any higher. You can see at 12,500 RPMs, the thing is pretty well done. And after that, you can see literally it just tanks and will not even rev any higher. Let me show you why that is. The factory ECUs in this thing has tons of crazy restrictions. So if we go to the electronic throttle valve page, and then let's just say we put it in 5th gear, that's the bike we dynoed it in, or that's the gear we dynoed it in. You can see it goes wide open at 7,000 RPM. So this is the actual throttle percentage. That's how much your hand is giving it. This is how much the computer is giving it. So at 7,000, it goes to 100%. It stays to 100% until 11,000. And then after that, at 12.5, it's at 40%. At 13,000, it's at 6% throttle. Now let's go ahead and put it in first gear. That's where all our fun is at. You can see pretty much same scenario there. This thing is not giving you the horsepower that it could. In other words, the higher you rev this supercharged engine, the more boost it will make. That's the way a centrifugal supercharger works. The way this thing is designed, it has a, oh, wrong side. It has a gear-driven supercharger on it. So that means there's little sprockets in here. There's a sprocket here and then a sprocket basically on the crankshaft. The higher the engine revs, the faster the supercharged spins, the more boost this engine makes. The higher you rev it, the more it loves it. So we gotta rev this thing on out, get us some more power, and we're gonna do that as soon as we keep those throttle plates open to match what our hand is doing here. The bad news is we gotta get to the ECU. To get to the ECU on that bike, it's right there. That looks pretty simple, but no, not that simple on this machine. We got to pretty much take the whole nose clip off. All this has to come off so we can access the ECU and get to the bolts that are hidden back in there. Come on, Kawasaki, why do you make us work so hard? We got a lot of stuff to do. We got a short time to do it. Let's get busy. Oh yeah, boys, it's a new day. We're back at it. It's a little cooler outside today. We got to wear the jacket, but we're headed into the dyno room to get this Kawasaki H2 ready to go. You can see I've got the ECU flashing. I've already made a couple pulls. This thing is so loud, it's not even funny. I cannot wait. We're finally getting it dialed in. The air-fuel ratio is almost crispy perfect. You're gonna like the way this thing sounds here in just a second. All right, guys, here we go. Hold your ears. You might even blow the camera over. This thing is so loud. We got the tune pretty much dialed in, but we gotta get some more air to this thing. The factory air filters on these bikes are super restrictive. So we're gonna remove that and then we're gonna install a Sprint P08 air filter. This is the street version of the air filter, these Sprint air filters. Still a really high flowing, super good filter, but with good protection for the street. We're gonna get this installed right now. This is definitely gonna up our horsepower and we should be finished here in a few pulls. Wait till you see the numbers here at the end. Here we go, let's see what we get after we just installed the Sprint air filter. I think it's really gonna make a big difference. These things are notorious for spitting oil up inside the airbox if they're overfilled a little bit, or if you wheelie the things a lot, they'll puke oil into the airbox. Well, with a paper filter, of course, oil saturates the paper and boom, the oil filter, the air filter is no good. tuning this thing, but I want to show you how much difference the Sprint air filter just made. Literally just bolted in the Sprint air filter. It changed the air-fuel ratio about 5 points right there. That is a huge, huge difference. So in other words, technically it added 5% horsepower. At, let's just say we're at 11,700 RPMs, we went from 215 to 222. That is a huge, huge gain from just an air filter. And you can pick those up, brocksperformance.com. Use code MOREMAFIA5, get yourself 5% off. And that is the street version of this filter. Keep in mind too, all these numbers that we're showing on this display video of today's dyno, super, super conservative. I could definitely make more power easily by upping the ignition timing and leaning this thing out. We've got this tune set up more or less dummy proof where anybody can take it out and beat it and abuse it and not have to worry about tearing this thing up. This is good, safe, reliable horsepower. If it were mine and gonna be racetrack only, I would definitely lean the thing out, put a little more timing in it, and then run a little better fuel in it and make even probably 15 or 20 more horsepower. Here we go. This should be our final pulls on this Ninja H2. This thing is an absolute screamer, making killer horsepower, and we've got it riding and driving really smooth. I can't wait to show you the final numbers. Just like that, we're finished. This Kawasaki H2 is an absolute beast now. These things come from the factory, crazy heavy restrictions, crazy stupid looking exhaust. It's huge, crazy heavy. We have fully transformed this thing. This titanium Vandemon exhaust, probably the prettiest exhaust system you could ever imagine. The titanium, the bluing in the headers, the colors that it changes, oh so sweet looking. This pipe is made and came all the way from Australia just for this supercharged H2. All right, enough talking. Let's get on to the final numbers. We started out with 195 or 196 horsepower, 196.07, 89 foot-pounds of torque. We ended up with 245 and 102 foot-pounds of torque. Look at the gains at 12,200 RPMs. We went from 189 horsepower to 234 horsepower. Do you understand what that's gonna feel like on the street? Do you realize what that's gonna do to the rider? Oh my God, this thing is gonna be a beast. Honestly, I don't know. Well, actually, I can pretty well go ahead and tell you, there's no way possible you're gonna be able to control this beast. You're gonna have to change the sprockets. We're gonna have to change the gear ratio for this customer. probably before they even leave with it. I think he's talking about extending the swing arm, going with the Roaring Toys extended single-sided swing arm, which in my opinion is gonna be a must for this thing. 245 horsepower, she's gonna be a beast. We're probably gonna go ahead and change the sprocket as well. It needs a 19 tooth front sprocket. So in other words, we've got to take some bottom end grunt and some gear ratio away from this thing to make it to where you can use the horsepower. Right now, it's gonna be like a human fly swat. Bah, bah, bah. Smack you around, throw you around, and probably end up hurting you. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I actually enjoyed making this. Listen, sometimes you get a little tired of doing the same old thing every day, but these superchargers, oh my God, they're fun. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're at 105 now, baby. We're keeping climbing. 250 is our next goal, guys. Yeah, that's right, 250,000 subscribers. We gotta do it starting today. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. It's free to do so. Smash that like button. Check us out, moremafia.com. If you have any questions, we'll be glad to help you out with your bike. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Smash the like button. We'll see you next time. Hey, you want a Sprint air filter for your bike? Hit us up, brocksperformance.com. Use the code MOREMAFIA5. Get yourself 5% off. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.